Hi, and welcome to another tea tasting session on this channel. Today, very excited. I'm going to brew the same tea in two different vessels. I forgot the pronunciation, Genshui style black teapot, black clay teapot, and of course our porcelain gaiwan. Two separate pitchers, and both of them there's 4 grams of Xilan. There we go. Xilan rock tea. So we got another rock oolong from Wuyi Mountain, Fujian. Haven't had any before. I've just warmed the cups and put the leaves already in there just for posterity. I will be pouring. Well, it's early, very early morning today. Good morning, everyone. I will be pouring the clay teapot tea in this pitcher and then the porcelain one in this pitcher. Some simple glass, see if you can spot any differences in color, taste. It's all about if it's tasting the best. I just want to make. I'm wondering if these will, if I will taste the difference. It doesn't matter which one I will like more. I just want to be. I'm curious if I will actually be able to taste the difference of the tea. It's probably already the difference in smell definitely is very palpable. You can definitely smell the clay. It's been seasoned a little bit, but not a lot. It's definitely still a very youngly used teapot. Originally I was going to use it with raw pour, but I liked it, but the vendor told me he preferred it with oolong, so I tried with oolong, and I have to agree that I, for now, preferred it with the oolong that I've brewed into. All right, let's wash the tea. The timing is going to be the trickiest part, I feel like, because I'm already horrible at timing, as has been proven in many of the previous tea tasting sessions. Also, there's too much stuff on this table now. Because I brought like another teapot, a particularly big one that I've gotten. It's quite cool, right? Dragon. During the heating up of the teaware, I put it over the dragon, but there's just not enough space to properly do it, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. No tea for him, unfortunately. Next session, I'm sure I'll give him a nice extra dose of tea. Oh, that's why. Experimenting with a lot of things today. First of all, very early, so do brewing from multiple vessels. I'm also keeping the kettle this time on hold temperature, so I shouldn't needing to interrupt every time to boil the water. But you might hear it sometimes start heating up. I'm not sure if it'll be picked up on camera, on microphone, rather. There's probably a lot of other sounds that's going to be picked up on the microphone anyways. There's a lot of bird activity again. Alright, let's pour the gaiwan here. So this is just a wash. I might have to use the filter as well for both. So do we already see a difference? I don't. They look very similar in color. I would say something, it's this one from the clay teapot seems to be a bit more reddish. I don't think you'll be able to see it. Let's see, maybe like through here. This is from the teapot. I hope I don't start mixing them up. This is from the Gaiwan, as you can see, very, very similar, in my opinion. Not really a noticeable difference, outside of there's some leaf in this one. Right, let's pour this out and get ourselves ready for the first brew. Very excited. I haven't drank this tea, so I don't even know if I'll enjoy the tea or. So it's a new tea, and we're drinking it from two different vessels. Alright, about, I want to say 10 seconds, probably more like 20 seconds, as the pour of the kettle is quite slow itself. Ooh, very fragrant now, the wet leaf. Very fragrant. And then we'll do the same here. Let's do it the proper way. So fill it up, pour the hot water over it to extract the heat from the inside water more quickly to the outside, so the inside temperature of the clay teapot loses heat slightly faster, so it doesn't cook the tea. Yeah. Right, that's gonna be roughly the same. One difference, of course, this is going to be much more volume of water, which is something I should have taken account of. So that's gonna influence the tea as well. So it's not gonna be perfect, I'm afraid. Also still bits of tea in there because I forgot to use the filter again. It's morning, it's chaos, but it's also a little bit of zen, right? We're not doing exact science here, but these are a lot of factors that do influence the taste. So, alright, so brewed from the clay teapot. A little bit more water, as you can see. It's not much more, but it's definitely more. Can't really deny it, right? Can I hold them straight so you actually see it? So this one has less in it. They're equally golden. So this is a Wui rock tea, so it's from Fujian. From what I read, it should be usually seen as a very mild oolong, very fragrant, sweet, and a bit of a nutty taste to it. It just smells. Yes, more of this. Like, oh, it's glorious, glorious smells. Let's open the lid here as well. Okay, so first, porcelain. This should be the most pure taste, I guess. Yeah, I get what they mean. It's a very mild, very. This is a nice, like everyday drinker, for sure. Immediately, you taste it immediately. Like it's smooth. It's a bit of a punch in there. Fragrant for sure. Like I said, like the sweetness, the floral. Oh, this is a very nice. Ooh, this is a very nice tea. Like nothing too crazy. Just a lot of nice, smooth flavors. I like it. I like it a lot. So this is from the clay teapot, unglazed. They smell the same, for sure. Can't see anything anymore. Ooh. Fogged up glasses. Yes, alright. Hmm. 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 I'm tasting some differences, but now of course I'm already like thinking, is it because of the water? It's much more muted. It's even smoother. I'd say that. It's still lovely, still has all the nice taste, but the slight bits of harshness that you might actually appreciate, it depends, right? Some people don't want that toasted note to come in. That's definitely here. Uh, Not in an extreme fashion, I want to say, but it is there. It is definitely, you know, like you will notice it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there is a difference. Interestingly enough, funnily enough, I guess next time I should measure out the exact water amount, so I give this exactly the same amount of water. But it's difficult, right? Because you want to seal the teapot with water, so it's hard to do. But there's definitely a noticeable difference, and it's not like it's weaker in taste. So I don't think it is that there is more water in it. I think it's more actually the clay, uh, more like rounding out the tea. It's not like adding flavor as much. It's more smoothing it, if that makes sense. Hmm. Oh, crow flow by. All I can say for now, this tea is very nice. It's from the same store, of course. We're still in Sinanshu. There's the whole box. Just going through all these teas. Maybe this was a tea I should have started with, as it is mentioned as a good starter tea, like a starter rock oolong. Yeah. My first observation in this first infusion, this is more smooth. I like both a lot. I think this is probably one that you can keep, like it'll be a more, yeah, I don't even know, like it's rounded out. If you like the toasted notes of oolong, I would probably prefer it in the porcelain. If you want the smoothest version of this tea, definitely the clay. Like it's so smooth. Gonna finish these drinks, do the second infusion, but I'm gonna skip this whole thing because it's a lot of tea that I have to drink, and I'm a slow drinker when it comes to tea. So see you in a bit. And we're back. All right, second infusion. So this might be the final infusion. Maybe I'll do one more. It'll depend. Of course, you know, I don't want to drink too much tea, if such a thing is possible, this early in the morning. It's gonna take, the video is gonna be too long. That's the only reason, honestly. I could drink it all. It's gonna take too long. Uh, so it's about the same length as last time. Oop, let me just spill. Lovely golden color. That is mentioned a lot when you look it up. They always mention it's mild and it's golden colors, and unfortunately I can't really show it. Like the other camera, I'm not even gonna bother anymore. Doesn't show it as well. It's very, very light, like very golden. It's more like a brown in the camera. But I swear, it is like, it's almost like a apple juice golden color. I'm definitely feeling it, that's for sure. Like, yeah, I don't think the amount of water actually had that much of an impact on it, I'm gonna be honest. It didn't taste watered down, if you know what I mean, right? Like, if you're catching my drift. Oh, I love using this teapot so much. So much that I keep forgetting to use a filter on this one, so... But I guess most of the dust has already been poured out in the meantime, because there's not a lot coming out this time. Ooh, when you smell it, it's so different. You really... Oops. You really smell the clay. I don't know if it's because of just that it is still very, like, you know, like not that seasoned yet, but I like that smell. I like that smell because it's literally like you smell like mud, right? Clay, mud, and leaves. Such a like a primal combination of smells. It's really cool. Right. I used a bit more water this time. Still not gonna be exactly the same, but you know. So what do we think color-wise? It's still that lovely gold. This, it's slightly more reddish. This the teapot night. I don't know. Is there a color difference here? Maybe, I don't think so. It's hard to see. But here it's slightly more reddish. It's still negligible, I would say. All right. Oh, cheers. See, guy one, porcelain. Nutty. The nuttiness is there now. Quite different from the first infusion, interestingly enough. Much less of the fragrance of the floral fragrance, more the nutty fragrance, nutty aroma. I'd say not really fragrance, the aroma. Beautiful. Get like those toasted notes, nuts. Still a little bit of that floral. Very foresty, you know, like a very foresty feeling. Like campfires, nuts, that kind of stuff. Very pleasant, very enjoyable. Like a nice company tea for good company, you know. You're at a campfire, which is, you know, like a barbecue. That makes sense. We're all standing around the fire talking. This is what this reminds me a little bit of. Very pleasant tea. Does any of that change or get amplified? The smell is slightly different. Not so much actually. No. Should have smelled this one first. They both still smell the same. They don't both smell different from the first infusion. Taste has completely changed now. Still super smooth. Still all of those toasted notes are gone. So we're not at a campfire, we're not at a barbecue here. More flowery still. Less nutty as well. It's all just slightly less. Which sounds probably bad if I say it that way. It's just incredibly smooth, but where there is depth in the porcelain brewing one, it is unified in this one, if that makes any sense, how I'm saying it. Like this is just like a singular mesh of all these things, slightly more like equalized. They're all on the same layer. Beautiful mixture. Actually really liking it. Like I'm really liking it. This one is very fun to dissect because you got like these spikes. You know, it's like oh, there's a nuttiness. Oh, there's a toastiness. And here it's like all there, slightly in a less of a way. Shoe insects. Shoe. But it is. I don't even know how to describe it. It's all in one. Like everything you tasted here, in this one. Here you taste it in one go, like at the same time. As a like almost as a new flavor, but if you really like concentrate, you'd still taste the same things, but they all come in at the same time. It's hard to explain, but it's very fascinating. I didn't expect. I actually honestly I expected just to have like an extra taste, right, from the clay. But what's happened it has changed the tastes. Like it did some chemical reaction basically, right, and the teas became something new, like a combination of their flavors. Both lovely. I could drink both gladly. If I would have to choose, I think if I would just want the daily drinker, I'd go with this one. The one brewing through the clay teapot, this black clay teapot specifically. I think, I mean, it makes sense as well. If I really want to discern the taste, right? If I really want to go deep into the taste, I would use the Gaia one because it is the pure taste. You can actually taste exactly how the leaf, well, how the flavors are extracted from this leaf without anything else interjecting. Meanwhile, here we have clearly something is being influenced, which is really nice, and I'm glad because when I'm just drinking from a teapot, I'm like, yeah, this is nice. Just using the teapot is super cool, right? Like that's already satisfaction enough for me. Just love how smooth it is, how well crafted it is. It makes you feel very just very zen almost. Just looking at the teapot, touching it, just makes me zen. But now that I'm actually comparing it, like I'm happy to actually taste the difference. I don't know, and this is definitely I need to do so someday, is blindfold. Will I still be able to taste it? Because of course now I know that this is the clay teapot, so that might also be influencing myself, of course. But right now, yeah, I prefer this. I think if I just want to drink something, enjoy the taste casually, this one. So smooth, so nice, so comforting. Also the very nice, very pleasant, but a bit more harsher. A bit more, slightly bit more. Like both are lovely. I can recommend either way. Just go for it. I'm gonna stop the stop the kettle. Excuse me. The second it hits your tongue, because it has all these flavors somehow on the same layer, it hits your tongue and it's like, whoa. Splash of everything. Here it's like, ooh, oh, toasty, ooh, nutty, ooh. Yeah, I think that's for now. This is the first test, and if I would have a conclusion, it is that it seems to influence the taste for sure. Doesn't add any taste, at least to me. Although this is only the second infusion, of course, so God knows what will happen. Yeah, lovely teas. Definitely a noticeable difference. It seems this clay, in a first glance, seems to round out the taste of oolong. I'm very excited. I'm gonna keep drinking these teas. I'm probably gonna have make a choice which one I will have to continue. I'm not gonna keep drinking from both different vessels. It's probably gonna be this one. Just I like using a teapot sometimes. I prefer Gaiwan for the majority, just because of the control and the way you pour things. It's very connected, right? Because you're always using your hands, holding the whole object. That's why I also like using this pitcher now, compared to using you know, like the little ears. Yeah, I'm starting rambling again. Lovely tea. Let me show you again. So Shiranshu, definitely for now I'm very impressed with their oolongs, honestly. So Spanish store, 2021. So I'm from Fujian Huyi. This is a rock oolong, Porcelain, I think it's pronounced. Oh, I'm feeling it through my body. It is definitely it's a mild oolong, they say, but I don't really eat breakfast. It's very early, so maybe that's probably not gonna help. Yeah, so I've probably said this so many times now, but black clay teapot definitely has an influence. I'm very curious to test it out if I would taste it. There's got here some fans trying to get in the tea, so let me just cover it up. The beauties of being outside. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, see you in the next one.